Item 7 on the agenda is the superintendent board report. No action is required. Dr. Beagle.
Well, good evening. Welcome to our last regular meeting of the year. I had a few things I want to mention. One, I trust that you all were able to have time to read the audit. As you know, it's kind of a long-awaited audit. Been 2 years in the process of criminal audit, and as I have told people many times, I didn't believe there would be any findings to merit the allegations that had been made, which caused the audit to be conducted. And sure enough, as you read through the audit, you can see there was no basis to the allegations. Were there any comments or questions pertaining to the audit? I assume you all read it.
Do we have a cost figure on that yet?
Yeah, we called them to verify if there were going to be any additional charges beyond what we had paid, and they said there would not be, and we had paid $8,000 on the initial PO that we had taken out. So this is what we get for $8,000, and they were on site for around 26 days, consuming staff time, and of course all of the concern and disruption and feelings of ill will that there was some criminal activities taking place, when it turns out there was no merit in any of the allegations.
Did we ever find out why it took so long to get anything back?
No, but we did call several times, but the state auditor doesn't provide a lot of information. I guess they have a lot of work they do, and they're behind, I guess. I don't know, but it wouldn't seem that it would take 2 years to write a 30-page audit where there was no findings, basically.
Were you notified of it? I wasn't.
No.
Do you know why?
Well, it's my understanding that when the Attorney General requests an audit, then it's just released and the school district finds out about it like everyone else. If the school board had voted to request the audit, then we would be their client, and they release it to the school board in advance of the public release. But it had been out a few days before someone called and said, "Hey, have you noticed the audit's out?" So I haven't had any contact.
For the Attorney General to take over a case like that, there has to be some sort of criminal, at least.
But the letter that we said, the letter that we received initially notifying us that there would be an audit from the Attorney General said that evidence had been presented to him to justify the reasonable suspicion of criminal activity, and that's why he ordered the audit.
And was that the same evidence that when they came here?
Excuse me?
I mean, if they
had probable cause.
they had some sort of evidence to open up the audit, where was it at when they came here?
Well, apparently when they looked deeper, there was no merit to the
So
evidence.
basically, you could run down there and say, so-and-so is taking money or buying buses at a chop shop, and then the Attorney General will jump all over that.
Well, that's what happened in this case.
Yeah, I can see that.
So what's to
So
stop
that's a
it?
$10,000 audit that we had to find out about a flower fund, and now we spend another $8,000 to find out that we did nothing wrong. So, I mean, I think that's a waste of taxpayer dollar.
It would really seem there'd be some accountability for people that make such false allegations.
I mean, so is this overdone, or is there any opportunity for these same individual people to protest is what he's finding? I mean, is this the end of it once?
It's my understanding that it's the
Yeah,
end
yeah.
of the state auditor's investigation. There, I'm sure, will be other false allegations, as there has been for the last 7 years or whatever.
So if someone went down and said, you know what, Dr. Beagles is doing something, they could open up the same thing, come in and look back to, when would you come here, to 2010?
2009, I think, maybe.
Right. So then they would come in and repeat the process, right?
It's not too often that happens, but that's what happened in this case. I think some of it, I mean, I've worked, this is the beginning, this is the end of my 25th year, and I've been around where 2 of them were conducted. One of them was requested by Board of Education, and then this one. So it's not something that routinely happens. But And it would seem that's what happened in this case.
Usually people with personal agenda.
It would seem that that's the case in this.
So hopefully if those same people tried to request something again, surely that would be,
Surely the Attorney General would look at it and go, you know, you guys.
surely they
crack
wouldn't
wolf
fall
on
for it twice.
Well, that would be a logical conclusion.
You can't re-audit these regulations here. Once they were found, there's no findings, then.
No basis to substantiate the claims.
Something else.
Right, there'll have to be different allegations.
So it'd be like it can't be tried for the same crime twice, is that it?
Right.
Double jeopardy.
So I don't think the release of the audit was surprising to anyone I've talked to. No one expected there to be criminal activity happening within the school. I think it's just a good, if you
I
would,
said
a
there
chapter to
wasn't-
put behind us.
Yeah, I mean, when I was on the board when they wanted an internal audit with Jack Jenkins, and I said it was a waste of $10,000. I was right about that. I'd say that pretty much was a waste of 8,000 plus whatever personnel being utilized to dig up records for the last 7 or 8 years, whatever it is. It's ridiculous.
But all that being said, it's a good chapter to put behind us and move forward and clear all these different allegations of being false, basically. So,
And
That's
different
right.
people's reputations.
well, and this will put some of those false allegations to rest, that people in the district weren't criminals and weren't doing criminal activity or profiting from all these schemes that people have been alleging. So, I had a couple